This is Paranormal Short Session 30 by Keith Evans. I'm at the Chestnut Street Cemetery in Apalachicola, Florida. Today I'm going to be using a combination of my new Olympus EVP recorder, and I'm also going to be using my Ovilus 5B, but probably not at the same time since it's hard to carry both of them and carry the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and say good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Coombs, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'm going to turn the Ovilus on and see what we get. I don't see anything yet. It's rare, but sometimes when I turn the Ovilus 5 on, I don't get much. Things. What things? Things is spelled Things. What things are you talking about, Mr. Coombs or Mrs. Coombs? Well, I'll go ahead and utilize my EVP. I think I'm going to go ahead and set this down here. Got another word. I'm not sure what that word is. Couch, C-O-U-C-H. What about the couch, Mr. Coombs? I'm going to use my Olympus EVP. What about the couch, Mr. Coombs? What about the couch, Mr. Coombs? What about the couch, Mr. Coombs? Yeah, I didn't get any response. That little fuzzy sound you heard at the end was my fingers probably moving to turn off the recorder or stop the recorder. All right, let me take a look at my Ovilus 5. Couch, C-O-U-C-H. Are you unhappy with the couch that's in your house? The house that you owned and you lived in until you passed away in, what, 1911? I think it was. Spirit. I think it said spirit. Yeah, I know you're a spirit. Are you Mr. Coombs or Mrs. Coombs? Anyone from the Coombs family? Yep, I'll lay this back down and see if I can try to record her again. Mr. Coombs, what would you like to talk about today? I didn't hear anything. If anyone at home heard a response, please, when you see this on YouTube, leave a comment. But my hearing's not that good, so sometimes using a device that relies on hearing is rough. I've been given some hints about what to do to make it louder, but I just haven't had time to do any research on that, and to apply that. I have to look to see where I was given that information and what directions and how to apply it. So, all right, I think I'll go ahead and end the Olympus for today, because we're not getting very much data that's helpful or useful. All right, let me get the Ovilus 5 back up here. I know the Mr. and Mrs. Coombs have probably seen me before with the Ovilus 5, so maybe they feel more comfortable using the Ovilus 5. Spirit is spelled S-P-I-R-I-T. Well, if you're not the spirit of Mr. and Mrs. Coombs, who might you be? My name is Keith Evans, and I'm going to be using this video on YouTube. I might have room to get a couple little clips to put on social media, like Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for your service, Mr. Coombs. Alright, let's see if there's anyone else here today from the Coombs family. We have James Herbert Coombs. I don't know if you were here today and would like to talk. William Piercy Coombs. Hello, I'm Keith Evans. Oh gosh, that one's hard to read. Almost looks like maybe Robert Coombs. Can't read the middle name. Sorry if I messed up your name there. Let me get a little bit closer, maybe I'll be able to see it. It's kind of camouflaged in. Roger Franklin Coombs. I don't know if you were here today. Is that a money sign with the S and 3 slashes in it? Ellen E. Pierce. Are you here today? Yeah, my name is Keith Evans, and I'm just interested in history and trying to communicate with those that have passed away. I guess this plot is probably room enough for maybe 8, and then there's a few that are empty or don't have any headstones. So it looks like it used to have a fence around it, you can see. And I guess the fence rusted and they didn't put anything back. Towards the end of what I would call the Coombs plot, and to right behind Ellen E. Pierce, there's a little thing that looks like a water sprinkler at one time. The company that made it MFG Company, Salem. I don't know what that is there. It's maybe a O. This is the back of the tombstones here. You can see here where they had the, I guess it was metal fencing. The ground has shifted over the years. They probably had this sometime, well, I think the graveyard started either 1830 or 1831. So that's when the town started. Person, it's 1901, 1878. 1901, 1911, so that's the year that Mr. Coombs passed away. So it had to be here at least as early as 1887 when William Percy Coombs passed away. Now, maybe the person that's here, the person that's here without markings passed away earlier. See if I got any more. Y'all aren't very talking today, very talkative. Did you have a good Christmas? Late, but have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and wish you a Happy New Year's early. Get a response from anyone? I'm just going to open the floor up to all spirits. I know that I like to get one or two, but if that one or two runs out of energy or doesn't want to talk anymore, sometimes ghosts become disinterested. There might be something more fun in town. I've been told by some that I'm not very entertaining, so anyway, I do my best. Sometimes the greatest paranormal investigator doesn't depend on the paranormal investigator. It depends on the ghosts and spirits that are willing to give data to make it interesting. So, Martha A. Coombs, if you could have done anything different with your house, what would you have done different with it? You can answer me on the Ovilus 5B, and I'll put that down here so you don't have to fool with it while it's in my hands. And I'm also going to ask you with the Olympus EVP recorder. Martha A. Coombs, if you could do anything different with the Coombs house, now it's called the Coombs Inn, what would you do different with the Coombs house while you were alive? With the Coombs house while you were alive? I honestly didn't hear anything. If someone at home thinks they heard a word or something, please leave a comment. Thanks. All right, it's a slow day at this cemetery here in Apalachicola, Chestnut Street Cemetery. And usually I get so many words that I'm not able to respond to them, or I'm not looking at the Ovilus 5 and they actually go off of the screen before I get to see them. Today's been rather slow. Well, ghosts and spirits, I'm trying to think who else that I know some information on. It's close by. Well, the Porter family, I know they had one daughter that was a school teacher, and just about everyone that went to school knew her. And these are people that were still alive at least 10 years ago, so I think she would have had to have taught probably in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So if she passed away, I'm looking for someone that passed away after the 1960s or in the 70s or 80s. So let's see if we can find her tombstone if it's here. Of course, she might be in another graveyard because she passed away, at a later time. Now, if her family had already purchased a lot here before it filled up, then she could still be in here. But I don't see any newer tombstones. All the tombstones I see are quite old. This woman lived, probably taught school in the 40s, 50s, and 60s for sure. All right, let's see if I see any porters over here. Sometimes families have more than one plot. I don't see any more porters. Well, I just have an open question. Does anyone here from the Porter family would like to talk? Are you familiar with the lady that was the school teacher? She's probably before your time, but I'm sure you were probably around and it might have been a guardian angel to her or something like that. Well, it's been a really slow day. I'll lay it down here. Maybe they'll want to use it without me holding it. Hello, my name is Keith Evans. Hello, my name is Keith Evans. I'm hoping that you'll want to tell me what subject you'd be interested in talking about. If there's any ghost or spirit that can hear me, that's a car going by. Even if they're not part of the Porter family, you can give me a subject you'd like to talk about. Okay? Thanks. Keith Evans. I'm hoping that you'll want to tell me what subject you'd be interested in talking about. If there's any ghost or spirit that can hear me, that's a car going by. Even if they're not part of the Porter family, you can Give me a subject you'd like to talk about. Okay, thanks. That sounded like something moving around, but that could have been my fingers on the recorder. So, not getting much communication today.